Hello Internet, Bardic Monk here, and today we're going to be giving you a quick update on why I haven't posted a video this past week. Mainly it's because of trying to record this video. The next video that I'm putting out is She-Hulk versus Claw on Expert, and I made the error in trying to do a Justice run on a Claw with Legions of Hydra mod, and suffices to say there's just not enough damage in this deck to actually do the job. So my current issue is that I have to put out a video wherein I fail, and I think this is just a learning experience for me, wherein I have to just try to make that as entertaining as possible. And after having tried to record it over 5 days, I've given up on re-recording, and I'm just going to have to work with what I've got at this point. I will be making a real quick outro for that video, and honestly I just need to be able to learn how to make a loss entertaining, because as much as I don't want to put out that video, it's a necessary thing. While I could switch it from Justice, the whole point of the video was to show She-Hulk as a lawyer in Justice build, and she kind of already leans into the removal threat and stuff, so for that reason I could have switched the aspect and then beat Claw, but the real point of all these videos is to show what these characters can do versus the content that's in the game in that core box, including but not limited to the expert cards and the last modular set that wasn't used in any of the previous videos. So this is also the last of the core box videos I need to put out, and that's fine. So I think with that explanation, I think I'm done talking about this specifically. Look forward to this video coming out soon, but spoiler warning, I guess I have lost, and after multiple times losing, I'm just not going to re-record it. I just need to learn how to upload a lost video, I guess. So with that out of the way, something I want to talk about was the next video I'm going to be putting out after that is going to be my last Marvel Champions video for a little bit. I'm thinking where I'm going to be reviewing the Abi Small created deck for Bishop that I used in a previous video, and this I asked him to make this deck, and I wanted to do a review as a way to like have our channels kind of combine a little bit, just so there's some interaction between us. And honestly, he made one of my favorite decks of this game so far. So Abi, I graciously am very happy that you've made this deck for me, but it's just taken like 3 months to get to it because of real life happening to me. So I'll eventually get to that right after I've recorded this. I think this video is mostly just going to be a real quick update video. It's not going to be this short. I do have to say that I have upgraded to a 5-slot deck box for all my player facing stuff for Marvel Champions, so I'm going to be moving the current 2-slot box that has all the characters and the stuff for the characters' decks, and I'm moving them into that 5-slot, and then I think all of my 4-slot that I currently have is just going to be the villain stuff that I just need to find a like spacer for, so that way I just have a little bit more space to work with in there. It's just trying to figure out how to sort all these cards out, and it's been working so far for me, and I just want to improve that and make it simpler. Currently I have a 4-slot box, a 2-slot box, and a like target clear tray thing that has all my characters in it. You might have seen in a previous video, and I would just want to merge them all into just 2 boxes just to make it simpler to store. So I have that. I'm going to be following up with a new video about more tokens that I'm going to be making, because after playing a little bit more, I do need just a few more tokens and to revamp certain old ones, like the guard one, is a little too busy, and I think I just need to keep everything as simple as this, where if something has like retaliate or patrol or something like that, I don't need images on them. I just need the text box along with just like a small effect on a simple background, and I think that's good enough. So I will be working on that as best as I can. Now we can now we can focus on here because of this video. Thank you. Okay, because of this video that I'm working on with these tokens, I wanted to ask you for any ideas that you have on tokens I might have, like should make in the future. I have used this um, more often than not off camera, just because I think I'm working on. I'm more focused when I have to record a video. If somebody in the house starts talking to me and like drags me away from the table, I'll update these as needed and then walk away from the table. But overall, I think I have most of the tokens I need. I need to simplify the ones that I already have. And I might change the idea of a guard token into just more of like a guard thing that I just put on the villain. So that way I know that I can't attack them because something's on the field currently. And then I'll just scan for it and, resolve it that way. So please just leave me like a comment or anything that you think that might work for me as far as like updating tokens. I did have a first player token that I tried to update, but I feel like this is so much better than any updates that I've tried to make, so I'm just going to stick with this for the first player token. And I believe that's all the Marvel Champions related stuff that I'm going to be working on. After Marvel Champions, I will then be going back to my Pendragon content, but not focusing on the solo adventure stuff yet, because I'm currently in the middle of a game, and if I'm GMing this game, I'm not going to be playing it solo, because the point of the solo was kind of to learn Pendragon, because I didn't think I was going to find a group. And then in making the video, I found a group. So we may return to the characters that we had set up from the previous videos. I would like to keep doing like updates on that as soon as we are finished with the video series that I have an idea for already, which is just the prep for getting you to play, like if you're the GM, how to play this game and how to set up for this game, because it can be a little daunting because you're dealing with a lot of an A arc, an A story arc, story arc A, that's overall like the birth, the creation, the unification of Britain, the birth, life, and death of Arthur over a span of like 80 years, including but not limited to the kingship of his father and the era of chaos between his father and him showing up. So there's a lot to deal with in Pendragon, a lot of setup, and I think that any videos dealing with how to do prep work would help. I don't think that there's going to be one definitive version of it, but the one that I'm going to be showing you is somehow, just to explain to you the voice that I'm going to lend to this series whenever I get to it, is that I started this as we're going to do Arthurian, we're going to play in Arthuriana, we're going to do these adventures that we need to do, and we're going to move forward in time year by year like you're supposed to. But this is turned from Arthurian D&D into like a dating sim, and I want to go into how that happened, my unwitting involvement in this process, because it really did turn into just like, oh, we can like date people essentially. And it initially started as something that I was pushing for in order to like get them married so that they could have kids, so we'd have the next generation of NPC and the next generation of player characters being born. But it turned into them refusing to be married because all of them are just trying to be those types of knights where they're just a little bit more, well, not all of them, but they're in general like two of them are sleeping around, creating bastards essentially, and the third one is too pious to sleep around. So, but he just hasn't found the right person yet. That's his whole thing. So I gotta explain how the game has gone so far, and I think that would be fun. Um, and that's the voice style just led to this series of like how to prep this game, and also how I deal with marriage, dating, and also like the downtime activities that you would do with a significant other or just somebody that you wanted to hook up with. I'm going to keep it as PG as possible, and it does involve a RPG that is not YouTube friendly, so I have to figure out how to talk about it. Look forward to that in this Pendragon video. And as far as future videos are concerned, I do have an idea of playing possibly, if you're looking at the frame, I'm going to be talking about Marvel United at some point. Not just Marvel Champions, but Marvel and DC United. And it's just a game that I really like. People at work have called me like how we used to have Tupperware ladies back in like the 90s and early thousands, and they would have like Tupperware parties. It turned into like a pyramid scheme type situation, and Marvel United has become my pyramid scheme. It's the thing that I just talk about because I really think it's neat, and I have successfully sold that game to several people, I guess, and it's just something that I find very cool, and I just wanted to talk about. So I got that. Possibly after that, or at some point in the future, the last thing I want to mention is I want to return back to Cyberpunk and do more of like the DM prep for that game. But because I treat that game as a sandbox, it's going to be a very different series than the way that I had to run, or the way that I see myself running Pendragon. So I think Pendragon would work very well for just like a generic fantasy setting where you're running knights and having to essentially police a portion of a fantasy land. I think this would lend itself extremely well to that. But for Cyberpunk, it's very much just like, what is the current job? Why are you trying to do it? Okay, this is going to be your run. At the end of it, you manage to get a payout, or maybe you don't. There's a bunch of additional resources that I think I can give, because I do have a whole rulebook that's separated from the actual rulebook that they gave for Cyberpunk, because I just really liked homebrewing for that game, and I think I could just share my thoughts on that as well. But I'll be adding stuff from other Cyberpunk games to Cyberpunk, and we'll see how that goes. All in all, I would like to apologize for just being away for this week. I'm using this as my once a week video that I upload, and it hasn't been for my lack of trying. It really is just me learning how to do all this and then real life catching up. I think I played a game for like an hour last week and then fell asleep pretty much any time that wasn't working, and I was getting burnt out. So please bear with me. I apologize for being late. And lastly, a bit of bookkeeping for my channel. Nothing's really changing. I just wanted to give you an update that I did change the title of a video here, which is how I create a character. And for the first time, I've gotten a dislike on a video, and I'm really happy for it. It shows that somebody cared enough to actually do that, so that was cool. The only thing that that made me do was just really think about why somebody would dislike it. And I think it's just that if I put in the video title, hey, this is how to make a character, and at the end of it, we don't make a character, the person should be angry that I did that. I did inadvertently just bait and switch them. I didn't mean it that way. So I've changed the title to be more about the thinking about making a character as opposed to the full, from beginning to end, making a character. I will continue that series once I get a chance. because I really want beta rebuild in the game. I have since played a lot more Thor, and I have more insights on how to make build different because I had a whole idea on having him start with Stormbreaker and stuff like that. But I'll get more into it in the video. But all in all, it's been very informative to play Thor with several different decks and go like, oh, I can essentially make like a kind of Marvel Rivals Thor, sure, but I think I just want to do something a little different. So just give it a shot. I don't think it could hurt anybody if I just made that video, and at worst, I just make a subpar character, but it'll be an entertaining vid just to see how things are made. I've seen that. I've watched how to make stuff that I'll never make, and things I've never been interested in making just because it shows somebody's creative process, and it's been interesting that way. So that's my goal on this one, is just to hopefully do enough of a good job that it's just entertaining to watch at least. So thank you for the person who who pretty much gave me a thumbs down, because it did make me think about what I was doing. So I'll endeavor to not do that in the future. If I have a title, I'll try to make sure that it's exactly what it needs to be. As far as like engagement baiting, I'm not trying to do that. So I think that's gonna be okay. So thank you very much for watching. As always, everybody. Like, actually, honestly, thank you so much for watching. I'm getting a lot more views than I expected for this first year, and it's been a little bit of an adventure just learning this new process. I can draw, I can play music, I can do a lot of stuff, but there's something new and like fascinating in making a video. So I want to thank you all for watching me learn how to do this, starting from a really bad first try at recording my table to what it is currently. I'm pretty sure you've seen the post, but if you haven't, my camera that you're looking at me through here is like a solid just rod that comes out of a bookcase, and then I just have a camera attached to it, and this camera just had a upgrade so that there is a just the way that I have to set it up. I'll probably post a picture of that here. Definitely, I guess now that I mentioned it, I have this set up here so that way it's just easier to have a card set up that's not going to move every 5 seconds. So one last time, thank you all for watching. As always, have a great day, have a great night, and stay positive.